All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is the B List, and this is Fucked Up Friday. My name is Taco Salad, and I have today with me, I have Fiffin or Bertie.
Do not fucking call me Bertie. I will be out here in a
Feminism
fucking
is for
instant.
nobody. I have Griffix,
Yep.
and I have Scratch Point, and of course
there.
I have Bane66AU. Hello, everyone.
Hey guys.
Right.
So that didn't
Nobody
sound
said-
too fucking bad. Did I?
Yes, it did.
Oh, it
You
sounded
should-
awful?
you
Okay,
should
we,
be
we, we, we could always
ashamed.
just end it,
Can we
redo it, and
start
try to something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rage quit now.
What I can't
Down.
hear everybody.
Shut it all down.
Fuck you guys. All right. So,
You have one job. One job.
I had one job alone.
I'm gonna start muting in a
All right,
minute.
everyone from who's Dutch, just be quiet. All right. All right. So there was at some point in my mind like what I was going to talk about, and then we had like this debacle where I don't know how to use computers because I'm an American and I'm really dumb. And
We're not
I
saying
approve
that.
of this message.
oh, silence you. Okay. But at this point, I don't even know. So somebody proposed a topic. So there's going to be a Gamergate movie. So I haven't heard of this.
Yeah, I just
Obviously.
found out about it before the stream started.
You have the details, or is it one of each one of these articles?
It's both of them. It's just two different takes on it.
All right, let me. I'll screen share and I'll click on one of them.
See if it works.
All right, yeah. It's been a fucked up night. Okay, I didn't lie about fucked up Friday. All right, you're like I may have been drinking. So, all right, let me see.
Taco, I'll look at the hangout. See if
All right, let's see this Mike episode.
Oh, look!
Alright.
Look at that. That's just like a dead rigger right there.
Yeah, no. This isn't even really a good picture of Scarlett Johansson. I feel like we could find a whole
Yeah, she
lot.
looks more like
Well-
Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah, well, we found the worst picture of her and like somehow equated this to her.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time an actor doesn't look like the person they're playing at all, so that doesn't really matter.
Thank you. All right, but yeah, one thing that I never understood is like this whole like why. I have tattoos.
Well,
but
I mean that one is slightly more understandable than the face one up there. Kind of looks like a mole.
What the like I pasted something to my face. All right.
What's that?
That
That was Bane's
It's
rockin'
Bane.
ringtone.
Yeah.
the one guy that people know is gone, and now
Yeah.
we're just gonna catch him. But
All right, so we have 3 nobodies on now, well 4, including myself. I'm really a fucking nobody.
Griffix is just gonna take over and oppress us all. It's the women uprising. I'm telling you. As an MRA, I can tell you.
That was my plan
You
all
know,
along.
I love the opening sentence here because if you think about it, that may be true because she's been on both ends of it.
That's true. That's very true. She's got lots of experience.
It's amazing the kind of PR you can get when you're on both ends of it, you know?
But how accurate is this website? I mean,
I'm not sure. That's why I tried to find like 2 different sources. Don't ask me if they're legitimate, but everybody on Twitter's been passing them around and treating it like it's the worst thing to happen.
well, that would be true. But I mean, Scarlett Johansson is not like the cheapest actress I can imagine. So if this is just like someone's silly little idea, you can't just get Scarlett Johansson on. You need.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's even. That's why I mean, it does say. To be fair, it does say could be. So.
Mm.
Yeah, they're very sparse on details here. It just says there's going to be a movie. Quinn's upcoming memoir, Crash Override.
A memoir. How old? She's like mid-20s.
From itself. It's like
Hey, live some life first, then write a memoir. Jesus.
Hey guys, I doubt it will say anything about the fact that according to her own standards, she raped someone. But her, her standards are fucking ridiculous. But the rest of her
According to
standards-
her standards, everybody raped someone.
that is very true. I've raped everyone in this hangout. I'm very sorry
Yeah.
to
He has mentally raped us.
I knew I was sore for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt butthurt earlier, but now I'm just, it's more on an emotional plane. So,
I felt something
No.
tingle. That was probably Tiffin.
Oh god.
I mean, at least you got some credit.
Okay.
Hey,
The level.
Fiffin's only 16 years old, so we need to
Oh,
cool
really?
down a minute.
16
I thought.
years
Are
old.
you 16?
That's
Yeah.
okay. Remember, it's not rape when it's an older man towards or older woman towards a younger man.
Well, it's
I'm
not
making
rape.
them
It's not rape when you're over
I
the age
have,
of
I have no
27.
idea how old Griffiths is, so.
I'm
I-
19.
Yeah, I definitely just remembered her being older than 16. That's it.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, I
How
look
old
like
are you?
12, so that I'm 19, but I look like I'm 12. So it doesn't really
Okay,
matter.
well, I feel like that's within the threshold, right? Well, that's within my threshold. I'm 30. Be like 18 and up. Be like, let's do this.
Oh, jeez.
Party on.
Jesus Christ.
I like this sentence. Quinn told Mike, the movie isn't about Gamergate exactly, but it's about online harassment and abuse in general. Like, what the fuck should she really be talking about?
So how is she going to frame her relationship in the movie then?
Probably not. Why would she?
How could you consider this not to be about Gamergate? Be like, she's a nobody without Gamergate.
Pretty much.
I mean, she's just some asshole with a lip ring and some purple hair.
That made a boring text game,
Well-
even though it's not a game.
I
An
don't
on-game game.
I don't even know if anyone is gonna watch this. I mean, the truth is that most people, like, if I try to explain Gamergate to like my mom, you sort of have to be involved in it to get all of it. So if you're gonna make this movie, how many people will even watch it?
Well, I mean, it's about online harassment, so how exciting is that going to be? I mean, what are you going to watch computer screens and people tweeting each other back and forth?
There is actually a horror movie where all you see is like a screen share while people are Skyping. I don't know if you've seen that. But
Oh, I've seen the trailer, I believe.
Is there like some like merit to her name? So Sugar Ray Jepsen, the Quinn-spiracy? Like, is there something to that? Like, is that supposed to be like aha?
I have no idea what that's supposed to mean.
Let me guess. She's going to be harassed online, and then someone's going to turn up at her door in the middle of the night and try
Yeah,
to kill her.
I think you have a point there. They're probably going to try to like bring it into real life.
Hey,
'Cause it'll
Bane,
be boring otherwise.
Bane, shut up. I'll let you know when I'm ready to harass you, okay?
You can try.
I like Jack Smith the Fourth. It's like he's like trying to say he wrote a story. Like, there's nothing here. It's just saying.
hello.
Uh-oh.
No. Oh god, no.
Been
Now-
silent.
He's died again.
Now it's not the time for technical difficulties.
Are we live still? I mean, he is the one hosting this, so
Wait,
We
did
are
I-
live.
he muted himself?
he's probably farting.
Well, those are pretty oppressive, so.
Bane, take over. You can do this. You can lead us to victory. Come on.
I was on a phone call, so I missed what you were talking
Just
about. So it's going to be who's making the movie? Do
We
know?
don't know. Very
Some-
small details.
It says Amy
So I'm
Pascal is
guessing it's going to be anti-Gamergate.
Yeah.
It's not going to be fair or
No, God no.
pro-Gamergate. I'm guessing it's going to be like that. What was the TV show that did the Gamergate episode?
Law and Order.
Lord.
yeah. I'm guessing it's going to be like that.
I really want to do a hangout.
Do we really need 90 minutes of that?
I really
No.
wanna- I really want to do a hangout with a bunch of Gamergators watching that video and
Can
tap
anybody hear
over
me?
it. Yes, we
Wait,
can hear you.
yeah.
We can hear you, but you're pretty low.
Jesus Christ.
No one can hear you now.
He's back.
I'm just annoyed at this point. Okay. Let me. So how about a little better?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fine.
it's fine.
Perfect.
All right. I don't even know what we were talking about. I was just talking random shit.
We're
and,
talking about you.
We
Well,
said you had a
that
tiny,
probably could
tiny,
happen. I
tiny,
mean,
tiny ego.
my ego is not tiny. I promise you that. But
I know, we're talking about something else.
So do
I
we
don't
know when the movie's meant to be released?
well, it never actually went into.
Yeah, it sounds like it's in really early concept because it says it's supposed to be based off of Zoe Quinn's upcoming memoir. So, I mean, if she
Oh,
hasn't even completed the
no.
memoir yet. And my question is, how does she have a memoir? Like, don't you have to live some life first in order to be
Yeah.
able to
Don't
write
you
one?
have to be interesting in some way? You know?
Well, there's
How
that
are you
too.
gonna-
And
How are you
then
gonna
April
make?
16, I got a threatening tweet.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what?
how?
I actually changed my position. I think that her writing a memoir now does make sense because this whole debacle is the most important thing she'll ever be a part of.
Well, yeah, I suppose. Because,
That is true.
Leo
But how are
Pilot
you gonna
made a
feel
trailer.
like a book with more than 20 pages about what people say on the internet without it getting old? I mean, I feel like if you read one chapter, you've read all of them. It's like someone said something mean, and that's the content of that book.
And that's problematic.
I
Yeah,
was
I-
sitting in the coffee shop when I got a tweet. It told me I was a cunt.
How will I ever finish my work in Starbucks now?
I just really have to question what's wrong with society these days. That like the most worrisome thing that happens in your day is somebody sends you a tweet that you don't even have to look at. Be like,
Well, to be honest, I think we've always had sensitive people. We've always had middle-class cunts that, you know, the worst thing in their day indeed is that someone sends them a mean tweet and then everybody has to hear about it. I think the difference is that they just use the banner of equality movements. And when people hear, oh, I'm a feminist, I fight for equality or whatever, they think like, you know, I'm for equality, so I should support that. You know, they just rally behind the banner of an equality movement while not knowing that.
Yeah, they don't really take the
Hey,
time to learn the context of the situation.
You fucker. I'm a middle class cunt, and I can be oppressed by tweets.
I'm a middle class cunt too. No offense to middle class cunts.
Some feminists have found one of my videos. It's so great. It's beautiful.
well,
Oh,
it's just so childish. It's like, oh, I'm for equality. Be like, well, equality is like it's kind of like a definition that's gone kind of awry. Like, okay, we want equality. Well, what exactly does equality mean? You know,
That's true.
Well,
is
I
there
think
equality
what
of outcome and equality of I'm forgetting the words.
Well, you want equality of opportunity. Everyone has the
opportunity,
same.
outcome and opportunity, two different things. Be like you have to pick and choose.
Yeah, if you think you're gonna split society in 50-50 exactly, you're just being a dumb cunt. I mean, that's not gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. I mean,
It's very
if you look at-
idealistic.
Yeah, if you look at jobs like nurses, you know, I don't know what the percentage is, but you know, the vast majority of nurses is female. If you think you're ever gonna get more males into nursery, how far do you want to go? I mean, I don't think.
Unfortunately, I feel like their response to that particular example would be like, well, that's because all the men are doctors and the women are, you know, they're oppressed and can't become doctors.
That's silly. That is absolutely silly.
Oh, it is.
in
It's
context
entirely ridiculous.
at least the Western Hemisphere. You know, you can't really see what's going on in Asia or Africa. But are you going to sit here and tell me that like Western countries really have this problem? Like, if anything, they're groveling at the feet of women, be like, please come here.
Well,
Like,
clearly-
we want you.
Clearly, all the nurses that wanted to become doctors received threatening tweets, or
Well,
were called
yeah.
bossy when they were young. How you can deny that, I don't know.
You know, Bane's being a little twat here. He's just me. No, I'm joking.
Some guy's given up me some great advice on one of my videos. He said, if us MRAs, if we want to start oppressing women, we should call ourselves Muslims, then the feminists won't give a fuck.
Well, that's because they live in like utter fear. Be like, oh,
That's
like yeah, we don't want to tread on those people. So yeah,
that's
let's ignore them.
Snorlax,
Or we
isn't
could
it?
call ourselves feminists who are fighting for men's rights as well.
Oh, that's true.
They claim to be fighting for men's rights.
Oh, that's true. Or we could just be Dutch. They can get away with anything.
Well, I think, feminism, it's not like you sign up somewhere for feminism, so I think the problem is that no one at some point said, okay, guys, we've achieved what we wanted to achieve and now it's done. So I think it just sort of it kept going and people kept joining, and now there are no battles that need to be fought anymore, at least no big ones in the West, and
That's
people
why
are
they're
now just
creating new
looking.
ones.
Oh, come on. Air conditioning is clearly oppressive.
Did
Well,
you see that spooning is
Paul-
apparently oppressive now too?
And
Yeah,
pole
and the
hogging.
word two. You just used the word two, and that's oppressive.
Oh right.
Well, that's two with two O's on there.
No, I think this is the best thing that can happen to feminism. I mean, if people start nagging about the wage gap, a lot of people buy into that in my country too. But if they say that the word "two" is oppressive, that's where regular, reasonable people will stop listening. So this is self-destruction if they go down that road. So I hope
Exactly
that.
right.
Griffiths.
But clearly, the two O's in two look like two testicles. So, and
Griffiths,
the
how can you-
Well, the
the T looks like a
how can you
penis.
people-
So
how
that's
can you people say there are no things to fight for when you just read an article about Zoe Quinn? The things that have happened to her. Are you saying that we don't have to fight against these misogynist harassers? Is that what
Well,
you're saying?
you know
good
what-
point. Good point.
You know what the thing is too.
You guys are such,
You know what the thing is
such
too.
miss asses.
What is it?
Hey, that's us.
No.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was gonna tell you we don't have a chat room.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that.
Is anyone watching?
Fuck them.
It says we have 2 people watching, but I don't know how many of those are us.
Hi, Mum.
Bitches, listen and obey.
Well, how do you, well, just for a future case, like how do you actually have a?
There's like an enable button somewhere under the live settings. I'll have to like take a screenshot for you or something to show you where.
Taco, go to why don't you just go to the Fucked Up Friday video, give us the URL, and we'll tweet it out. That could get some people in or not.
Yeah.
Mm.
We cannot have a chat because Griffiths is a woman and chants are oppressive to women.
I feel that your testosterone is oppressing me.
There's a chance that somebody might say something mean in the chat room, so it's better not to have one.
Well, I plan on saying mean things in the chat, so I feel
Mean things are the best.
like.
Taco's always more mean when he's writing down stuff. In Hangouts he's all right. But when
Oh
he's
no,
writing down-
yeah. When you get me in I wonder if I have any porn windows open here.
every look.
Nazi porn. What's that?
Bane, do you have a Twitter?
Brutal
No,
Dragon
refuse to go
Star
on Twitter.
Wars Chewbacca porn. What the fuck is that?
There's a bunch of right wing stuff on here, probably. Yeah, there's the army and shit. Yeah.
Follow the army.
Yeah.
So we're looking at your tweets now, are we? Is that
I-
what
I-
we're intended to?
No, we can't. Well, Griffiths just followed me.
Yeah, 27 minutes ago.
All right, I'll follow you back. Boom.
You better, bitch.
whoa, settle down.
She's,
Toxic femininity. Yeah, like, hey, back up the truck a minute. All right.
Well, it's about time they started fighting back.
You
Yeah.
might get a movie.
Listen, I don't have any problem
Tacos.
with women asserting themselves. I think it's actually pretty hot, but
That's entirely the problem.
Well, no.
No.
The biggest difference is it's like you want to live you want to live and breathe in a man's world, but you can't seem to, like, I don't know, step up into the man's world. Be like, I'm gonna get shit for that, but whatever. But just get what I'm saying. Is like, why should I change the thing that us men built just to suit you? Like it.
Well,
You know.
the weird thing
Why
is,
is Apple? Why has Apple made a good point in her video the other day about Laughing Witch? She said that Laughing Witch portrayed herself as this strong, independent feminist, but as soon as the shit hit the fan, she got a husband to make a video.
Well, I think it's just like those extremely homophobic men that turn out to be gay. It's like overcompensation in a way, I think.
like Taco.
Huh?
Yeah. No. uh, I would beat you mercilessly if I ever saw you in real life.
That's why I'm never gonna come to Bumblefuck America.
That's foreplay. Okay.
Yeah.
He's gonna shove his
But my point is, be like, I've been a mechanic for a decade, and I worked with one woman, and she basically rage quit in the middle of the job because, mechanics are good at one thing. If you're new, be like you have to show that you have some merit in what you're doing, and if you kind of like come off as an asshole and then like ask for help, we're not throwing you a life preserver. No, we're throwing you an anchor, and that's what happened. So we threw an anchor, and she took off. Be like, no, like that's what men do though. Like I give people I work with shit all day. I just go around, be like, I'll flip a guy off and tell him he's number one. Give him the middle finger. Be like, my buddy Gene. I'm like, hey Gene, you're number one, and I flip him off, and he just flips me back off. Be like, love that guy. But that's how men act. Be like, it's a manly thing. Like I left work today, and I was head to toe, black and grease and muck and shit.
Racist.
Well, yeah, I am a racist because words and stuff. But like that's the kind of environment you're gonna have to, if you want to work with men, be like this is what men do. Be like, listen.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Feminists have it in their head that equality means living up to like a male norm in some kind of way. It's really weird, and it's more sexist than what anybody else is doing. Women have to be like men. They have to be exactly like men. And if
Men
they
can't be
don't
like men.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, but they say like, what's wrong with a woman who decides to stay home with her kids? I mean, if that's what she wants, if she doesn't do it under pressure, what's wrong with that? Why do you have to live up to the male norm? I mean, let women be women and let men be men. I don't get the problem.
That's transphobic.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many pitfalls. Like you can't even like be anything without like
you can't say
something else. Be like you something be like, well, we came up with a word that shows what you are. You know what you are? It's like the word of the week. It's the buzzword in Europe. Transphobinistic racist.
My favorite thing that feminists
Piece of shit.
My favorite
Chris, the guy who just sent me, follow me, you failure. Is that you, Chris?
That is me. That is
Okay.
Follow
Okay.
me, failure.
Is that call dogs or?
Yeah.
All right.
Don't really. Cole's dog. Oh fuck me, you guys. You've forgotten. You've made me forget what I was gonna say. You giant fucking faggots. Oh. Nope. It's gone.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
Say it.
fucking forgotten.
Yeah, we're giving you the moment. You're being put on the spot. Come on, Birdie.
Feel the pressure.
I
You
feel
got this,
pressure with
you-
5
you-
guys that were with.
You got this, man.
I can't. Everyone's interrupting everyone. Moment gone. Let's move on.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's good, Birdie.
Okay, so
Poor guy. No, just try it again.
Perfect, stop oppressing me.
I can't somehow get it all. Okay, so Bane and
Yep.
Fuck, I remembered what I was gonna say.
Bane and Fiffin, you guys both proclaim your MRAs.
Yeah.
Okay. Scratch, where do you stand?
I'm nowhere.
Okay.
I'm on my own team.
Like a faggot.
No, that's the wrong team.
Oh.
Wait, quickly.
Hold on. I was
Aw.
asking a question. I'm going somewhere at this. Trust me. Griffix, where do you stand? There's female MRAs. Is that kind of where you stand, or are you just kind of somewhere else?
I've never really identified as an MRA. The thing is, whenever and this happens with both sides, whenever I openly side with someone with, like, whether I'm not an MRA or an MRA, I am bound to piss off somebody, and not that I care, but people, it's identity politics to a degree. They hear, oh, you are this, therefore you must think this, and you get so much bullshit. People stop responding logically to your arguments. They just get angry because you're not 100% like them. So I never really said that I was an MRA. To just stop people from, how do you say that?
No, I get where you're going at. Like, yeah, see, that's kind of where I end up at. Be like,
I kind of get it less. When I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'm an MRA, people started calling me an MRA less. It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, but the thing is, I can give you an example. My English is not what it's normally like at this hour of the day. It's 2 a.m. over here, so I'm a bit I'm a bit fuzzy. But
tired.
In a video, I said that the first wave of feminists had legitimate complaints. That's what I said. The first wave of feminists had legitimate complaints, and then I got so many angry messages from Gamergate supporters. Calling me a feminazi.
SJW.
And yeah, and so it's you. Whenever I openly identify as something, people get mad. And it's not that I care about people getting mad with me. It's more that I want them to listen to my arguments.
Well, I think that's the biggest problem with saying you're this, you're that, is that people don't really want to say oh, well, what you're saying is wrong, and they just want to point, be like, oh, well listen, they're MRA.
Well, and those are fair points, but also, I mean, it can also work the opposite way. Like on my channel, I just say whatever the fuck I want.
I was getting to that, but go ahead.
and then I just say whatever the fuck I want. I don't care who watches me. They can identify as whatever they want. Just don't expect me to. I mean, I don't even expect everyone to agree with me, but I still get those people that are like, well, we're logical and reasonable and we're objective, but then you say one thing they don't like and they're out.
Yeah. It's like I support MRAs, but to be an MRA, I mean, being an activist, that requires a bit more than just, supporting it. And I can't say that I am really, really, really trying to push an MRA agenda. It's more like I'm frustrated with certain things. I talk about certain things. I'm pro Gamergate, so I end up talking about that a lot. It's not like I'm in the trenches or something, which is what activists usually tend to do. I don't think I even have the credentials to call me an MRA in that respect.
Yeah, I can kind of understand that. I'm a Gamergate supporter, but I don't consider myself a Gamergater because I haven't really done enough activism on behalf of Gamergate, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, I believe that makes sense.
I don't really consider myself a gamer anymore either. I mean, when I was younger, I used to be, I guess, but I'm not really up to date.
Yeah, come on.
I'm not really up to date on the issue with the particular publications that were declaring gamers dead. I've never actually been to those sites, so I don't really guess I have the right to call myself a Gamergater.
Yeah, that's basically my position. I also have, and this is pretty bad. I know that, but that's just how I feel. I know it's not logical or something, but I'm also a bit equality movement tired because everywhere where I look, I see people who live in Western democracies who might be fighting for legitimate concerns, but who act like they're, so severely oppressed. Whether it's Black Lives Matter or Gamergate or whatever. I'm just done with the whole help me attitude of the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair enough.
Even though I do know that, by the way, MRAs have legitimate concerns. I support them. But I'm just done with that atmosphere. What?
No, all we do is, in the words of many feminists, all we do is oppress women and send them death threats, according to Steve Shives. And our main goal is to make rape easier to commit, according to Steve.
Why does anybody listen to that guy anyway?
Well, listen, that isn't a serious person. I don't get why people even continue to respond to him because he's really just I don't even know how to characterize the guy. He's just
not quite a troll.
Attention whore asshole.
Yeah, It's
I'll
not
tell
quite
you
a
why.
troll, but he's just kind of like saying controversial things so that people will make responses and keep watching his shit.
I'll
Yeah,
tell you
he's
why.
he's
I'll tell you why they do it. I'll tell you why. Because the other stuff he makes is good. Because
Yeah,
you
they
know,
have higher expectations of him.
is it really though?
yeah.
Yeah, I think
I have to ask. I've never watched his videos. I'm not an atheist. I don't claim to be. I'm not really a theist for that matter. Yeah, I'm just. I don't. It takes a lot for me to actually care. I don't see like religious groups for the most part, at least in the Western world, like preaching things that actually harms people. Am I
Yeah,
against?
it's not
am-
too often.
well,
am I-
being atheist is just not believing. So it's what you're talking about sounds more like activist atheism.
Yeah,
Which
which
is why-
unfortunately plenty of people will, take on the atheist title, but then act in ways that are clearly going above and beyond lack of personal belief.
There are
Yeah.
some areas of the US though where I guess atheist activism is important. You know, where they're trying to bring creationism into schools and things like that.
That's
Yeah.
true.
But even that is like so like overshadowed by like for the most part that's few and beyond the things they do. Like what's the big things they do in the US? Well, they do shit like they bring out like the satanic statue in Chicago, or they want to go to Oklahoma and knock down the Ten Commandments. Is the Ten Commandments merely standing there next to the Oklahoma State
Yeah,
House like really a
But
whole thing?
those things are important because the separation of church and state is
Yeah,
important.
exactly.
But is it
That's-
just
that's
merely
the-
standing there? I mean, it's probably something that people walk by like 300 times a day. Nobody pays any attention to it. Is it really like matter that much?
It
Well,
kind of reminds me of the
I-
Confederate flag
They,
thing.
they just
No, but I
come off
guarantee you,
as
though, I
assholes,
guarantee
though.
you.
Wait, guys.
All right, yeah, one at a time. I'm sorry. I should
Sorry.
be moderating.
No, I guarantee you, if it was like the I don't know Wiccan commandments or whatever, Wiccan laws or whatever, then there would be a huge issue with Christians complaining that there should be a separation between church and state. So, if you're saying it's okay when Christians do it, but not okay when others do it, then that's a double standard. But I think the separation of church and state for everyone is a healthy thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree to that, but I mean, the United States, for what it is, it was mostly Judeo-Christians that came over here and were escaping religious persecution. Now, whether
and who set up the Constitution.
the separation of church and state is a good thing, I agree, but
Yep.
does the Ten Commandments just merely standing next to the state house?
You can argue about how important it is. I think they're right when they say that, technically speaking, according to the whole separation of church and state thing, they're right. And then you can have the discussion about whether or not it is that important. But they are right. I do think they're right.
Well, even if you're not a religious person, is the message that the Ten Commandments convey really that horrible? I mean,
No, it's not about the content of the Ten Commandments.
Well, to be fair, if you actually look through the Ten Commandments, there are things that I'm like, no.
well, I'm sure there's some.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's
But
some
yeah,
that
like-
you could argue against, but
Yeah, like
for the most part, it's a moral foundation.
Yeah, but it's not. No, nah. I would have to disagree.
Come on.
do we need to screen share them and then we can agree like what's good, what's bad?
I'm pretty sure
But the thing is,
This isn't where I meant this conversation to go.
it's not about we're now discussing whether or not the Ten Commandments are good or bad, but that's not what it's about. It's separation of church and state, and whether or not you think the Ten Commandments are bad is a completely different discussion.
True enough. But what you're saying, like Taco brought up the point that the majority of religious people within the U.S. are probably Christian. So it would make sense that that's the religion that would be chosen to be represented. It's kind of like people arguing, why aren't there more gay people or more trans people in media? Well, it's because they're a minority.
It's true, but you were not found on Christian principles. You do have a separation of church and state, so maybe that's what I think.
That's fair, but nobody is enforcing the Ten Commandments within state. Like The separation is there.
You have, the Republicans, the Tea Party. As long as you have those parties, I mean, you can't say that they don't try to bring religion into politics.
No, I wouldn't argue that, but for the most part, I mean, what are they really trying to do? So, their gripe is gay marriage, whatever. You know, I'm someone who's on the political right within the United States. I would agree with you. Be like, listen, let gay people do whatever the fuck they want to do. But that's more of the idea that people should be allowed to do what they want to do. That's more of an individualist kind of position, where that's where the right should be. Now, I'm not for religion in anything, but you know, it is a part of the American lexicon of like politics. So you can't just ignore the fact that there's a whole bunch of people who are very religious and being like, well, church and state says this, so fuck you people.
No, look, if someone wants to erect the Ten Commandments on their own private property, that's fine. No one should be able to stop them. But on government property, it should be secular. It should have no religious bias.
That's just pure law. Whether or not you look into the Ten Commandments and think, well, it's good or it's bad, by law, it is not allowed.
Well,
if you want to buy a block of land next to the court and erect your own statue of the Ten Commandments, go for it. No one's going to stop you. No one should stop you.
That's fine and great and all, but like, say if it's something that I don't agree with it. I don't agree with paying for abortions. How come I can't just come out and opt out? Be like, well, I don't want to pay for that. You know, I don't want to pay for this. I don't want to pay for that. Be like, you want to pay for my 10 Commandments? That's fine. Don't pay for them. But why should I pay for something else? You know,
it's not just paying for it though. It's once again the separation of church and state.
Okay, but that's the thing. It's like it's not something you believe in. You know, what belief doesn't really matter. It's like who's paying for it. Be like, belief is whatever belief wants to be. It's more or less, to me, who's paying for it. So, you know, it's like if we're going to make that argument, we have to stretch it to everything. Be like, I don't believe in certain things, so I shouldn't have to pay for it, right? Like, it gets real cunty in there, but it's like that's where I basically stand. It's like, why should anybody be paying for anything they don't believe in?
Well, yeah, but if you have the separation of church and state. There's no law that says you shouldn't have. We need. Fine. Yeah, there goes the English. It just flew out of the window. No, but let me put it this way. You know, Christians can go from door to door, talk about what they believe, what they don't believe, and that's fine. But the moment an atheist says, this is where I stand, it's militant, and it's, why are you doing that? Why are you so bothered? I mean, they're just the equivalent of the Christians who talk about what they believe in.
Well, what's there to talk about if you don't believe in anything? That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah. The reason why I talk about religion, I discuss religion, well, not that much, but I do it. Because as long as the majority of a country believes it, it will affect my life. And I don't care if you do it, like Bane said, in the privacy of your own house. And of course, religious, you know, tenets, like commandments, being put up in public space, that's not that much of an issue either. But there, I do sort of see like a certain part of the conservatives trying to get religion into legislation. So there are legitimate concerns for secularists in America.
I'm sorry, I just don't really see what you're talking about. Like they're literally trying to get religion thrown into legislation. I don't really know what you're speaking.
Well, no. It's not literally religion.
The biggest issue that I see, like that would be even remotely religious, is abortion. But even then, it's more, you know, pinges on like whether we believe like a fetus is a life or not. It really,
I mean, that argument's not entirely religious.
You know, there's a lot of people that aren't religious that are like, listen, be like, you conceived this fetus that's going to be human one day.
Well, how about, you know, George W. Bush, who said that God told him to invade a country? That's a little concerning, isn't it?
Well, I would really have to hear that quote in full context.
Wait, I'll see if I can find it.
Another question.
Go ahead, Bane. Sorry.
Would a presidential candidate ever be elected if he or she came out and said that he or she was an atheist?
No.
Yeah. Well, see, that's an issue then, isn't it?
Well, I think in the United States it's probably more popular to come out and be like I'm gay than it is to come out and say I'm an atheist.
Maybe. I don't know about that exactly.
Well,
does that mean I get extra oppression points on top of it?
Well, the only reason why I say that is because
gay. Okay, no. Sorry, I've zoomed out the whole conversation.
Yeah,
I just
you're being a little cunt. Be quiet. I was gonna make a point. My
talking about this.
Yeah, I will fucking boot you. I don't even know how to do it. No, well, I only say that because my mom, she's a speech language. I don't even know how to speak a language pathologist, and she's a teacher. She's been teaching for, I believe, 25 years, and she told me one time, she's like, there's more gay teachers that have come out as gay than atheists. Because my mom's atheist. I've never come out and really said I'm atheist, even though I pretty much agree with everything they say.
I honestly just don't see the value in having to come out.
Yeah, that's the same thing. It's like, I feel like it's like they're trying to like I'm not going to sit here and project on everyone, but it's like there's certain people that come out and be like, well, I'm an atheist. It's like not so much because they actually believe it in anything or nothing. It's more like, be like, look, I'm different.
Well, I have to say, if I can compare the Netherlands to USA here, over here, some people, and this is not even a joke, they don't even know what atheism means. They don't know what it is. They just are that. They're not religious. Religion doesn't mean anything here. And what I see is that atheists in America are way more strident. And I feel like maybe because you have a bigger religious population, like our atheists are usually born in secular households, and I feel like in America it's often former Christians that lose their faith. So maybe it's just like their Christian, I don't know, the tendency to want to convert people, to talk about beliefs. Maybe they just become like the atheist equivalents of Christians who just feel like they have to go out and convince people. Maybe that has something to do with the more religious.
Yeah, but that's also like riding on the fact that religious people are always out there converting others, and that's not true. I know plenty of religious people that don't care to engage in discussions about it.
True, of course, that's true. But I just wonder why you see this more in America and not in, for instance, the Netherlands. I mean, if you look at Atheism Plus. Like, there are even people, Atheism Plus is ridiculous.
I can't even believe that's a thing.
Yeah, but I think there are just people who maybe are from a religious household, and they used to go to the church, and then all of a sudden they're non-religious, and they don't know what to do anymore. That there's like a gap in their life, and then they want that sense of community back, so they go to an atheist church. It's ridiculous. But I think this all comes from the fact that most of your atheists are former Christians. It's just religious. Well, behavior that would usually be seen with religious people more than with atheists. And I think that just sort of shows, even though they now don't have that faith anymore.
Well, wouldn't that say more to like people who need like a group?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, well, I mean, me.
And there's plenty of people like that.
That's why they keep trying to make atheist
I have
churches.
a quote here from George Bush. God told me to strike at Al-Qaeda, and I struck them. And then he instructed me to strike at Saddam, which I did. And now I'm determined to solve the problem in the Middle East. He said this to a minister, I believe, to Palestinian negotiator Nabil Shad, I believe. I don't know.
So he sent that to a religious person?
Yeah.
I mean, it is possible he was just trying to like speak to his interests.
Pandering.
Yeah, I'm reading up on it
pandering.
right now.
That's precisely what it is pandering. Be like, yeah, listen, I mean, in 2009, 2010, I was in Iraq. I was part of the surge and all that, and it's a fucking debacle. It was a real hard pill for me to swallow that what we did there was a fucking travesty, and all we did was make things worse. You know, what do you? Yeah, I'm a former Army sergeant. Yeah, and it's like, but I don't even know where I was going with that. But yeah, Iraq is a shithole, basically. But I feel like that completely diverged from our actual topic we had at hand, and I don't know. I more let's steer this back to. I think me and Scratch had a bone to pick with the MRAs.
What?
Well,
Them fighting
at least I do.
Still alive.
Come at me, bro. Come at me, fam. Come on.
Biffin is still alive.
No, I just have a bone to pick with people that will fight against a certain thing and then end up acting the same exact way from the opposite side, and they don't see that they're doing it, and then they will strike out at you for pointing out hypocrisy.
Example?
Taco, you got one? Because
yeah, I didn't.
I
Really
need to come prepared.
I didn't come prepared either.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been pounding beers all night. Listen, I came here from
So you're talking about people in the comment section or actual?
Yeah, like
But
comment
it-
sections. I'm not necessarily labeling anybody. Okay, it's people that either self-identify or get pissed off at you because you don't necessarily support one way or the other, and you're just kind of sharing your own opinions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would agree with you.
I mean, I try to avoid placing labels on people. The only time I'll label them is if I know that that's what they call themselves.
I label people cunt quite a lot, but that's probably the only label.
Here's the thing. I feel like we get into like the victim Olympics a lot, and it's like, I'm not gonna sit here and say men do have issues, but are we really gonna like sit here and say that men are oppressed?
Yeah,
I don't
that's
think
MRAs generally
MRAs say
don't.
we're oppressed.
Yeah, but sometimes you hear like you hear the way they argue, and it's like
I agree with you there.
Okay. I actually kind of have an example. I mean, I don't know if it's going to come out right, considering I did not come prepared with one. It kind of has to do with when people will throw up as an argument, okay, feminists will say something regarding privilege, and then the responder will say something to the effect of, well, you know, what about male suicide? But nobody is talking about male suicide during that discussion or outside of arguing. So they just kind of like throw it up as a counterpoint, but it's like, what are you actually doing?
If someone's claiming that males as a group have privilege, right, then the counter-argument to that is things like male homelessness and male suicide. If all males are naturally privileged, then you wouldn't see such a high suicide rate or so many male homeless.
Well, that's the thing. It's absurd to actually say that males are so privileged. Like,
yeah,
right. I mean, I don't
feel like we've
believe that.
We've eroded the word privilege to mean like anything and everything. Because
it basically just means somebody that has something that I don't have, or that I feel I don't have, even if I do.
Yeah,
but class is the greatest.
A privilege is usually something you earn. You know, it's like you get a privilege because you've done something good.
Well, that would be what privilege actually means. But if you look at it, privilege has been like basically like boiled down to envy. Be like, well, because this person has something, I'm envious of them, therefore they're privileged. Be like, no, that's not really what privilege means.
I see a lot of people.
It often comes. Oh, sorry.
No.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
Oh, okay. I see a lot of people saying that attractive people have attractive privilege. If I'm an ugly fuck, do I get minus privilege?
I wouldn't call that a privilege, but in a sense there are some clear advantages to having physical attractiveness, or in a conventional manner.
Can I get rid of my male privilege because I'm an ugly fuck? Can I just get rid of it?
No, you can't. All right, Griffix, you go.
I don't remember what I was gonna say before. Well, the thing is, everything comes with like advantages, disadvantages. Sometimes it can be definitely easier being a woman. Like I'm glad I'm a woman in this discussion because no one can call me sexist. There are definitely
sexist.
I'm sure we can.
You
Yeah,
missed
but
it.
That's called internalized misogyny. You get it right.
yeah, well, they can go fuck themselves. But it's you know, I do get a bit more credibility than when a guy does it. You know, it's very easy to just label a guy sexist, and people are still a little bit sensitive to that. Like when they hear that you call someone sexist, they tend to believe it. But when people say to me, "Oh, you have internalized misogyny," people raise their eyebrows. Like that's not an argument that is as effective. But everyone, you know, being fat, being attractive, everything comes with like pros and cons, and to just look who is the most privileged person, I mean, is just stupid and ridiculous.
You're only saying that because you're the most privileged person on the earth. Well, we all know.
Well, it's also like I never see like ghetto feminists. Like I always see like the higher middle class
Well,
people who have no legitimate concerns of their own.
Well, I don't know. If you look at like Black Lives Matter, I feel like that's kind of where that's going.
Even them.
Is that even going anywhere? I haven't heard anything.
No,
about these
it's
people.
going absolutely nowhere. It's a hate movement, like straight up. But
Well, I do get where that comes from, though, isn't it? Don't they have like at least a bit of, I don't know, legitimate concerns? Black people here.
their legitimacy is only tied to the fact that they ignore black on black violence, because only some Black lives matter. I mean, plain and simple. A black life that's taken by a person only matters if it's by a white person, preferably, and a cop. Oh, most definitely.
Well, I don't know.
Did I offend enough people there with that one?
Probably.
I don't care.
Okay, so it's a little bit strayed from the topic, I guess, now. But as far as the suicide thing, I just feel like it should be looked at less from a gendered perspective, and probably more about mental health in general, and like how it's difficult for people to come forward in regards to those things.
Hold on a second. I gotta disagree with you on that one. And when I was in the army,
But here's the thing. I know. I have a feeling. I kind of know where you're gonna go. But just let me finish the one more thing.
All right.
It's not just women though that are mocking men for coming forward. You know, there's other men that do that too. So it's not like every guy supports other guys and their emotions. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It's stop being a pussy, or something of that nature.
I see that argument a lot against MRAs. Like men do it as well. It's like yeah, that's a problem too. I don't get that argument, but
well, hold on a second. I mean, are we to sit here and act as if like men act always in the case for other men?
That's the part that I don't understand. I'm sorry. I just don't see it.
No, I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to agree with the MGTOWs here for a minute. I don't see men acting for men. I see men acting for women for the privilege of getting with women. And who do I blame for that? Well, I blame men.
I blame
me. I feel like the MRM should probably start like asking men, why don't you care about like your own sex? I feel like that should be like some sort of legitimate criticism that should be launched from the MRM at other men.
But what about bullying? Like, what about something like bullying? It's not. You don't usually see women bullying or girls bullying boys. It's usually boys bullying weaker boys.
No,
I'm saying
true anymore.
I'm not saying it doesn't happen at all. I'm just saying that in general.
Hold on. Everybody, one at a time.
Well, there's girls that bullying girls too. I'm not saying that it's a completely gendered problem. I'm just saying that it's usually aimed towards their own rather than the opposite.
I don't know, because if you cannot do anything, if a girl starts like fucking throwing shit at a bloke, doing shit, whatever, you can't do anything. Like, it's like smaller kids. Most bullies in my school, at least, are fucking tiny little shits. Because you can't do shit. You can't do shit to them. I'm 6'2". I could elbow them on the top of the head, but I couldn't fucking do anything because they're little shits, and you can't.
I'm not necessarily saying that that's fair. I'm just saying that you can't ignore the fact that there's male on male bullying as well. It's not everything's not the fault of feminists.
No, that's true. Let me get Bane in here.
Yeah.
We don't claim that everything is the fault of feminism. We think it's a societal issue. But feminism has dominated gender politics to the point where you really can't talk about these things without discussing feminism to some degree.
Yeah,
And in a
well,
lot of cases, they're standing in our way and preventing us from talking about them. So,
true.
but it is a societal issue.
I do feel like we waste a lot of time by talking about who should defend who and who should care about who. The nice thing about egalitarianism, why I sort of identify as an egalitarian, is because I care about male suicide. I don't identify as an MRA though. It's like as if MRA should fight against male suicide and feminists should fight against what they think is important. I mean, we would go much further if we as a society would just go after problems. Men are part of society, women are part of society. We have to care about each other, not just genders or people that belong to a certain group.
That I can definitely agree with.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
look,
but
I agree with that
okay,
too,
let me get a word in real quick. But
Yeah.
my biggest issue is like, why are men like going after men and being like, listen, like we need to get our shit straight first, and we need to start speaking out to other men to get people in the fold. I understand feminists are going to block that every turn we get, but at some point we have to start questioning men like, why are you doing the things you do? Like, if you know that within your college campus, like, things like yes means yes are instituted, why are you going in and trying to sleep with these women who can use this against you? Be like, not one of you should be speaking out. Every one of you should be speaking out. Like this one, I think it's like one or two guys in like the UK have said, no, I'm not going to these like consent classes. It shouldn't be just one guy. It should be fucking every one of them. Be like, listen, I'm not a rapist. I don't need to be told I'm not a rapist. Like, does that
I
make
agree with
sense?
Yeah, that's pretty silly. There shouldn't be a such thing as a consent class. I mean, who is so stupid that they don't know? And obviously, the people that are willing to act on rape, there's no way they're going to listen to a class.
Yeah. I mean, I always hate that argument, like, teach rapists not to rape. It's like, people act as if these two are mutually exclusive. You either have to be careful or you have to teach people not to rape, It's you can be careful and can be on your guard, when you're alone and I don't know what, you think something could happen. People act as if you're gonna just tell murderers not to commit murders, then that's just gonna solve the fucking problem. I mean, what kind of bubble do these people live?
But what you don't understand is, if Lacey Green tells a rapist not to rape, he will not rape. That's just a fact. Come on,
Yeah,
Lacey Green.
she has big boob power. Yeah. She takes
People know boobs.
she bends over at like a certain degree where like the camera can see, and she does like this little motion with her boobs, and like all problems go away. Bing, bada, boom.
I was thinking of putting on my raping boots and going outside, but I saw a Lacey Green video, and I was just like, that's just not a good thing to do.
That's one against the patriarchy. Go ahead, Bane. Sorry.
I wonder what percentage of her audience are male.
Oh God.
What?
Just to-
Oh no.
I wonder what percentage of Lacey's audience are male compared to female.
Did it count?
Don't
Did
know.
it-
How many of them are over the age of I don't know, 16?
Did they
Yeah.
still count?
Can you actually see the demographics of somebody else's YouTube channel? Otherwise, I could just quickly look.
Well,
No.
it's on MTV now, Brawless. Like,
Yeah.
is that like a web show, or like what is the deal with that?
I don't know.
It seems like it's so short that it'd be something that they would show in between shows, like during where commercials would also be.
Well, they also have the black chick there who like does like the whole like everybody's racist thing, like, and it's the same kind of nonsense, and it's like who the fuck who's paying for this? Like,
Oh, okay. Well, they probably show the Black Girls show first and then Brawless because you have to put it in order.
Griffiths said about how if you call a guy sexist, then sometimes you get big reaction, whatever. It's fucking hilarious if somebody calls you sexist, just go, yeah, I press women literally every day. I am going out and kicking some women in the face right now. sometimes they'll just be like, yeah, and they expect you to get, oh no, I'm not sexist, and when you're just like, yeah, I oppress women, I go out and stab them, and if they just don't know what to do. It's fucking hilarious because they.
No,
There's a
I
meme
actually
in the
get.
article
I get
there.
I know you wouldn't do it, Prefix, but when other people do, it's fucking hilarious. Like,
Yeah, but I get more sexism from feminists than from
Yeah.
men. Like I have a photo on Twitter, like my avatar. I'm holding my little sister there, and a lot of people just see that and they assume that it's my child, right? So I get so many messages of people saying, "Yo, you stupid housewife, you're telling."
that's
Are you,
fucking
really?
hilarious.
That's
Yes.
just. What,
Yeah.
his motherhood somehow bad, and
Yeah,
You should get a movie like Zoe Quinn.
yeah.
They probably see your picture and go, she looks happy, better. But I'm not happy.
we must ruin her fun.
Yeah. I'm gonna look. I think I saved some screen caps of interesting response. I'm gonna see if I can
please
find
do.
something.
I've got my, on one of them, somebody was like, oh, educate yourself or some shit and call me a shitroll or something. And
You gotta love that response. Educate
Yeah.
yourself. Be like,
I just,
no, hey, what's going on, Ramble?
Hey, sorry about my absence.
oh, what's up, man?
Hey.
Hello.
How's everybody doing?
I just quoted the beginning of Hugbox Chronicles by Internet Aristocrat Atom. It's fucking hilarious because that song is perfect at describing these cunts. And hello, Ramble, how are you? Ramble.
I'm doing good. Sorry, I had to mute.
You were probably one of the first people from these cunts I ever talked to.
From what?
From on the B list, you were probably one of the first ones I ever talked to.
Yeah, I've been absent for a while, so.
Hmm.
Guy's trying to better himself and get an education. What a piece of shit.
Starting a business. Fuck
Started a
me.
business. All right. Well, to be honest, like we've been getting a little late at this, so I don't know. Anybody have any other idea where we're going with this, or?
We're not going to do Vegabomb?
we shoot. Like I'll screen share.
I think Griffiths
What are we
I think
doing?
we should finish with Vegabomb.
All right, let me get the Vegabomb back out here. All right.
Just before we finish, we have to press Griffiths a lot, so she has to read. She has to read
Well, I think
out the whole
Vegabomb will
article.
do that.
Read
Well,
out
we
the
have to
whole
put her in her place.
Yeah, I've been too loud today. I need.
I'm upset that you had to be put through it, but I mean, you're gonna have to be put through it again, I guess.
Yeah.
The Vegabomb.
Okay, so we all have to click on Taco then. So
Yeah.
you only see his screen.
Yep.
Is that how that works? 15 ways your vagina would react if you were a person. If you were a person.
I want to meet the person who wrote this, and I want to meet their therapist.
Well, this is quality journalism right here. So
That would be, well, it doesn't actually bring up a bio of the person.
This may be
It's
sexism,
this
but
person. I can't read it.
Arushi Kapoor.
Rishi Kapoor. Okay.
Arushi Kapoor or something.
I may be a sexist asshole, but I'm more like worried about what will happen to a man's butthole in prison than a woman's vagina.
Hey, you planning on going to prison, man?
No, it's just something I worry about more.
Well, because you can relate to it more, probably.
Yeah.
Bane found this article.
Okay, it's
This is Bane's article, by the
He
way.
found it by typing
anyone with a vagina knows what an ordeal it is to keep pace with the ups and downs it constantly puts one through. But imagine how much worse it could be if it were talking, emoting, living being who could react to situations on cue. What is already a roller coaster ride of unspoken emotions would be a horrific sass fest of untimely jibes, chips, I don't know that, at your unsatisfactory attempts to tend it. While it's obviously a far-fetched thought, will relieve you of the horror before it ever happens, and tell you exactly how it might be. Just after you shave or get a bikini wax. My vagina doesn't have nipples or teeth.
that's good.
That's good. I mean, that's
It's a start.
That's
you
that's
feel
good.
pressure?
No, I lied about the teeth.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is that like a protection mechanism that you got
I've never
working
seen
down
it
there?
on
Yeah, that's how women protect from rape, man.
I feel like I'm never gonna have sex again hearing about this, but okay.
Suddenly
Fuck, I
we
spilled beer on my laptop.
suddenly,
Okay,
suddenly
when
we
it gets
get-
away with this lie every month, just going to bleed a wee bit. Oops, who? What? I.
Something comes out of their mouths.
When your
Oh,
partner
God.
doesn't quite hit the spot. Is this person 12?
If only the G is in GPS meant G spot.
So did somebody actually get paid for posting this?
I
Yes.
hope not.
Yeah.
What's that on the...
It's on Vagabond. I imagine there's not a lot of whole revenue.
Is this like an
along
ad
with
for
this.
like post-shave like vagina cream?
It's an ad for fucking idiots. Yeah, kind of.
There's some
Sometimes
pretty interesting articles on the right too. Beneath it says, "Oh,
Which
now it's gone." I think.
You're talking about
Harry
women's
Potter fans
discuss
rejoice.
Women's sexism, harassment make some brilliant points.
And thus
Some-
publicly shaming women empower them. This activist seem to think it, and then I see your names and I don't see what it says.
Sometimes I think that do I put enough effort
Oh,
into
this
my
one right
videos
here?
to monetize them? But then I look at shit like this and I'm like, yes, I definitely do.
Yeah, I feel like they do nothing but set everyone back because they just post this just blatant, just stupidity. It's like you don't even begin to want to have a conversation. Like you just want to come from like such a point that you can't even begin to converse on it. It's like it's absurd. Be like what you just said is so absurd. Be like you can't even have like a middle point to come to.
Yeah, I mean they call this an article. That says a lot about their standards. I mean, when your uterus begins to send us. Sorry, I don't communicate with my uterus, but maybe that's just me.
I'd be a little scared if you did.
I am.
My uterus and me are not on speaking terms anymore. We're like that.
I'd honestly be surprised if most women knew what a uterus looked like.
I know what it looks like. It looks like a Doritos, like upside down.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Or a shark brain.
Griffith's biology class. Support my Patreon.
Yeah, after this.
I need a Patreon support
After
mine.
the impression if I was making you read this, you are definitely going to open a Patreon. You could get millions, seriously. Yeah.
What?
Being in a hangout with a bunch of guys reading out an oppressive article, you could make millions off of Patreon.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think Patreon doesn't even work in the Netherlands. It says this service is not available in your country.
Pressure.
It's too
Yeah.
shady.
That's
for-
great.
You could just act like you're like Lauren Southern and just like do the platinum blonde hair and Spinosaurus Skin will come out and he'll like totally just like retweet everything you do.
Does
He's gonna hate me for that. I hope he does.
Spino have a restraining order?
Oh, God.
Possibly.
Not yet.
Yeah, not quite yet. There's only me and Sargon, but twice as much. So it's ridiculous. Like, fuck me.
Fucking. Okay. All right.
Oh my god.
All right. When your uterus begins to send those anonymous, ominous signals, I have good news and bad
Griffiths,
news.
what did
Good
you do
news
to your
is you're
uterus
not
before that
pregnant.
event?
What?
Hey, not pregnant.
The
Shut
bad
up.
news is
You've
somebody
already
spilled
done
Bane.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like, and then it says
That's the
subscribe.
poison cool
On the right
effect.
it says subscribe to our newsletter. What's gonna be in that?
A fountain of blood.
Fucking
How to
more
get-
memes. You
how
don't
to get
know how
back-
to find memes on the internet? We'll send them to you.
It's
It's
just
like
gonna
all-
be. It's
that's
just gonna
almost
be
like a-
how to get back in touch with your uterus.
Hey,
I think
Chris, you're just talking over people. Could you just shut up?
I know. I a billion
You really
times.
need to read the
I've
next
got
one. You want to talk about sexism?
Hey, Chris, narrate the next one, all right?
Okay.
Big loud voice.
Oh,
I'll be
God.
fapping the whole time.
When the partner is not exactly.
if we watch a Lacey Green video, do we get like copyright problems or?
Not if we're critiquing it, like Mr.
Because
Science
we can-
Theater style.
Fair use. But hey, Chris let's get back to Chris. Narrate this shitty meme right here, right? Start right fucking here.
Read it. Sexy.
Do it with the voice though, not just reading it out. You have to mean it. It has to come from your heart. Say it.
What?
Say it.
When the partner
When the partner is not exactly.
More emotion.
Come on, this is serious.
this is very fucking serious. You're gonna take this serious. You're gonna take it with some fucking emotion, all right? Come on, Chris. You got this.
When the partner is not exactly engaged. No, prepared. Fuck. What's the difference between high school and a maths problem? Well, maths usually involves a quadratic equation, which is just awful. And you, maths problems are actually long and hard. So fucking funny.
Like
No.
it's
I think-
hard.
I lost like 2 points.
This is gonna get even worse as we go along, but all right. Yeah, well, welcome to the chat, Ramble. You're next, right here.
Oh, okay. I'm not good with voices, but when you make various excuses to skip sex. Hey,
Hey.
what? I can't do it.
No,
Hey,
yeah,
what's your headache got to do with me?
Oh god.
Is he-
Well, it was obviously the constant nagging that gave her a headache. So.
Well, you know, orgasms are a good way.
Yeah,
to relieve
I
my
think
cramps.
that this person's vagina is like thinking way too much. If this is really what her vagina thinks.
Yoda is her pussy troll.
Griffix, has your vagina ever told you anything?
He's got something there for it. Who knows?
Well, I mean, they
Even if it does, I keep my pants on and I can't do it.
well, they accuse guys of thinking with their dicks. Do women ever get accused of thinking with their clits?
Well, the next one.
If so, there's
Well-
a job at Jezebel for you.
If you beat the crap out of your boyfriend, they'll just excuse it. Be like, oh, well, she was just PMSing.
Who's reading the next one? I think it should be Griffith, so we can oppress us some more.
You could
Well,
pretend.
it says sploosh.
Nah, it says, when you witness male perfection, sploosh.
Yeah.
So that's objectification of males?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you'd be like, yeah.
Quality?
Men can't be objectified. They've only been like the biggest casualties
wait, the
of
next
war
one.
and workplace casualties. They're not objectified.
Yeah, they're hapless beings that just happen to be on this fucking
They're just-
earth.
This is the next one. Just your vagina revolts. You see that? Those two words.
When you're being hit on, your vagina revolts. Know this. Only one meander here. One whose worth lies far within a diamond in the rough.
Do you reckon
Next time I'll read that without
Is
being
there
able
a
to.
comment,
I'm
is there
just-
a comment section?
I'm just gonna say there are some women that like to be entered by more than one.
Well,
Is there a comment
Oh,
that
Hey.
cough.
I had Mercedes Carrera. I got her on a private message. I might hit that up one day.
Do it now. Do
No, I'm not doing that now. I'm thinking when my channel really starts go to bust, be like, hey, remember that one time you private messaged me? I'm calling in that favor. It is Veterans Day coming up, and I am a veteran. I might hit that up.
I'm still
You did,
pissed off. I never invited a celebrity to a military ball. I should have hit that while the iron was hot.
Well, you see what I did was I had sex with one of my soldiers.
Oh wow.
Bad idea.
Isn't that?
He was
I was getting out. Well, no, I was MP. There were lots of females there.
There's a lot of drama.
Oh my God, the drama is just
Isn't
off the
that
fucking
against
chain.
regulation? You know.
Oh, it was completely against regulation. All right, let's moving on. all right. Somebody read this.
Bane, do it in your beautiful Aussie accent.
Doing the robot voice.
When your uterus is trying to confuse the rest of your body with periods.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Hold on. Women have a cold sensation when they have Okay, I give up.
Yeah,
Be
it's
quiet,
not-
Ramble. We must
Nope.
hear Bane speak.
Come on, come on.
Continue, Bane.
So this is, I don't know, we're only halfway.
And when you're craving chocolate, but your vagina was a hot water bag.
I get a quote. Man,
How were those mutually? How are those?
Yeah,
mutually,
That
How
doesn't
would
even
you-
make sense.
doesn't. It's like you can have chocolate and like
Yeah.
put water bags on your vagina. I mean, you have
But
two
also-
hands.
If you,
Is-
I think
wait,
she,
hold on. Is that like a thing to have like hot water bags on your vagina?
no way. I think what she is referring to is, when you get your period, you get cramps, but you get cramps in like your belly, like your uterus, and your uterus is not in your vagina. So I don't know where she's. Maybe I don't know. Maybe this
Feeling
person is so
bloated?
messed up because she's putting water bags on her vagina. That's the
You
wrong
don't-
one.
You
It's a
do
kink.
know why we're reading this, so I can quote mine. All
No,
of
I
you.
don't know. I'm losing
That's gonna be-
IQ points as we go, so it's.
Is it gonna be one giant video just quote mining every single one of you from this video?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
When you're at the
Field day.
what's this word?
Gynae?
Okay.
Is that like
Gynecologist.
gynecologist?
I
Okay,
think
when you're
so.
at the gyne,
It sounds like
but your vagina's not quite ready for it.
Is that anything like?
the person who like takes a flashlight and looks in your vajayjay to see if everything's alright.
Is that just kind of like having to like go in the showers, like open bay showers, and be like, it was a little cold? And is maybe the same thing?
No, probably not.
Uh,
You don't have your like legs up on a table.
Yeah.
I could see how that's a little more personable.
That sounds just awful. If I had a doctor, just no, stay away from my dick. No, go away.
You never had a physical as a kid?
Yeah, you never had to have your hernia checked.
Not that I can remember.
You're gonna have
Never
to
had
have
a-
Blocked it out.
there, homie.
Fuck that.
I know
I'd rather-
I'm getting that age where I'm gonna have to have it checked, and I'm
I'd
not
rather
feeling
just
very
die.
happy about
I'd
it.
just rather die. Just die. Just kill me.
I literally have a story that is just so bad I can't tell, but like I had to witness somebody have their prostate checked, and
Ouch.
it was like after like there was a couple of dubious like sort of like sexual assaults within the military medical unit, so there was like a new rule put in that if somebody's getting checked for something, another person had to be there. Well, I happened to have to be there, and I was like,
I'm sure that was very comfortable for everyone involved.
well, in here I'm just a sergeant. I'm a team leader, and I'm like I have to call like the command and tell them like, hey, this guy had to go to the hospital, and like I'm talking to a male first sergeant now. He's like, well, what the fuck is going on? He's like getting all my shit, and I'm like, listen, like, can we just say that he's okay and like go on with it? And he's like, I don't know what the fuck that means. And I was like, listen, think about the worst shit that's ever happened to you, like going to the hospital, and think if you want everybody to know about it. And he's like, oh, okay. Hey, listen, don't even come in early tomorrow. I'll see you at lunchtime. I was like, okay.
And Tucker was just stood there with his thumb up the dude's ass, just
Well, yeah, totally. Because
Let me open this up for you.
I feel like it's no fun unless we all get some, you know?
Yeah, it's just like an old-fashioned gangbang.
That's like a Nelly song, by the way. Tip drill. In case you've ever been to the United States, so
We've
somebody
approved
read this
Griffith
bullshit.
so
Are we
much
gonna
that
get
they
through
have
this
to-
article or not? Or is it not even worth it?
Almost finished. Almost finished.
Almost finished. All right, somebody go with this.
We've pressed Griffith so much she had a mute there. Poor Griffith.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Damn.
Sorry, I was busy. I have an article here by our friend Jessica Valenti called "We Need to Stop Rapists, Not Change Who Gets Raped."
Well, Bane,
It's
stop
old, but
raping. I did it.
it's old, but it's still as stupid as it was the first day when it was uploaded. So
Oh my word! Are we really gonna start another article?
As I discovered in my last video, Bane's skull face means he fucks children. So let's just stop. Just
You promised you wouldn't tell.
oh, did I miss that?
yeah. You saying you don't watch every single one of my videos? Triggered.
Well,
the fuck.
I mean, we're at like 120, hour and 20 minutes. I don't know, maybe call it here, or we want to keep
Oh, come
going.
on, we've got two people watching. We can't let them down.
One of them gave us a thumbs up.
Yeah.
One of them gave us a thumbs up.
They're gonna take it back.
I'll give a thumbs up.
That was
You want to get us? You just
We
ridiculous.
lost
Oh, they're the one
but I
person.
give a thumbs up.
And why you take my
just lost
like
50% of our viewers.
That's just
Hang
awful.
on.
I don't know.
Is that nobody now?
I'm okay with continuing on, but I really have to go to the bathroom.
I
so.
don't
Well, go
mind
for it.
going on.
Do take.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. You guys.
Can we listen?
We could just. We could also just watch like a Lacey Green video.
I don't know how to do that.
Well, if he's screen sharing, so if he watches the video, we can comment on that. He just has to pause it and then.
Well, how do we get the audio to come through? That's the thing.
I think it automatically does it. It automatically
That's the
does
thing.
it. Well, there is a sync video thing, but we'd have to set it up. But like, if we do another hangout, I'll get Spiner to do it or something because he knows how to do it.
Now, you have to do it with
You're ditching Taco. Taco goes to the toilet.
Dish a
Now,
taco.
there's this XSplit. You have to do it with XSplitting, but I don't really know how to do it yet.
Wait, who is going to the toilet now? Wait, was it Taco?
I
Yes.
have to go to it. Yes.
He has to make boom boom.
Yeah.
I have to make pee-pee.
Too many
If
beer
it takes
beers.
longer than 2 minutes, I'm going to assume you're pooping.
Well,
Yeah.
It's not going to take that long, but yeah. You guys get your article and we'll pull that up. Well,
Okay,
when I
while
come
he's
back.
gone, let's insult him. Okay.
Oh, oops, what did I do? Oh, yeah. I
Sorry.
pushed a button, something happened.
Oh god. Griffix is ruining everything.
Yes.
Just pushing buttons.
That's what I'm for. It's look, you can see it. It's over there. Graphics on Google.
Oh, I was about to say, you ever read Jessica Valenti's old articles when she wasn't crazy?
Her old stuff was better.
There was a time when she wasn't
Yeah.
crazy.
Wow. What's his name? V did a video a while back where he was just like, I was just like looking through Jessica Valenti's old articles, like in his accent, and he was like, these are like pretty rational, like not crazy at all. And it's just like the weirdest thing to read, and
So you-
no, it's
I
coming
think
from her.
Jump on the
Alright.
crazy train to
It's-
get viewership.
Yeah, I
like-
guess so.
called
I would say so.
MRA. It's
Those damn MRAs. Alright, so fuck this article, right? When your vagina gets in period mode and you suddenly stop
I think
tracking.
we've learned everything we need to know about vaginas. So.
I'm 30 years old and I don't know anything about
I think
a
I'm more
vagina. I've
stupid
seen one a
about
couple of
vaginas after
times and
that.
it's like, I don't know. I don't know how to navigate them or anything. It's really weird.
okay. The oppression level has reached 100.
Oh, here's also I also have an everyday feminism article here called "What's Wrong with Cultural Appropriation? These 9 answers reveal its harm."
This has to be the most retarded headline. We need to stop rapists, not change who gets raped. Like,
Yeah.
what? What? Excuse me?
It's yeah.
Uh,
Worthless.
All right, somebody else. My reading skills are fucking awful. Somebody else read this.
Can I do it in
Bane.
my feminist voice?
Oh yeah, you
It's
can-
pretty small on my
Well,
screen.
Chris. By the way, you need to turn your fucking mic up, dude. Like,
Yeah.
you can really fucking hear you. You right click in the right hand corner and it'll say recording devices. Click on that and then you can click on it and then it'll say levels. I'm at 80. I could be even fucking louder if I wanted to.
Oh
Why,
god, no.
why not 90? This makes me nervous.
It's because of Back to the Future. Once we get to 88 miles per hour, we go back to the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not
Exactly. I don't want to go back to the future. It sounds awful. Be like,
Yeah,
I'm
it
I'm
doesn't-
okay with where I'm at. You're like, fuck it.
It's not telling me anything about audio levels.
Well,
Right.
Bane can do it too. We're
Yeah,
just gonna ditch Fiffin.
Well, he says he can't fucking see it because it's so small.
Oh,
All right.
Well,
Yeah, I've got my computer hooked up to my TV, so it's a little way
I
away.
could
Alright.
do it, but then just say stop if you want to say something. So, what if rape reduction programs are actually just redirecting assault? A new study published in the New England Journal of Medicine found that an anti-sexual assault program directed at first-year female students in the 3 Canadian colleges lowered women's risk of being raped by a half. For the women who took this course, that kind of reduction is amazing. But what about those who didn't?
Stop. Yeah, I'm
Just-
sorry. I really have to question how they came to that metric. Be like, oh holy shit. Yeah, we're gonna have to read. Okay, so
Or methods?
well, look, out of 451 women in a 442 control group, this is so small it can't possibly mean anything really significant.
Also, you've only got like the abstract there and shit
Yeah.
like that. You haven't got the
Yeah.
whole thing. When you actually go into them.
Oh, what is the method? What was the method? Okay, wait.
We
in the-
started with the conclusion, and then
well, you see, we started all the way the fuck down here, and then we came back up here. Yeah, the biggest problem with like any of these kind of like studies is like there's so much nuance with them. It's like, how do you actually? What's somebody doing here? I hear a lot of things going on in the background.
You might have heard my front room TV.
Holy shit, this guy's got a front room and a back room? God damn, you must be
Huh?
rich.
I live in a trailer.
Yeah.
white privilege.
Yeah.
Isn't it,
You're white trash privileged, by the way.
but isn't this anti-sexual assault program? It's directed at the females, so it's them avoiding rape. Am I correct when I interpret it that way?
That's what it sounds like. I mean,
Yeah. So that would be effective then, just telling people how you can avoid being in situations where stuff like that can happen, and then obviously in the next paragraph she's probably gonna get angry about it.
Yeah, it's like everything that I've known about like danger avoidance has always been like something that you control. That's why when someone rear-ends you, you are usually not liable because you can't control someone like going too fast or rear-ending you, but you can control your speed and how far away you are from somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's
It's like-
all they're really saying is with these, you might have to be aware of your situation. You can't just be a party girl and just be like, I'm free, I'm in fairyland, because that's not how it works.
You can do that, but that's just not safe. It's, people act as if these two are mutually exclusive, as if you either have to teach rapists not to rape or if you have to be careful. You can do both. Of course you should. Well, first of all, rapists often know that they shouldn't rape. They know that rape is wrong. They just don't care. It's not like I've never heard of that before. Is rape illegal? They knew that.
Wait,
Well, Sargon
when
was
I-
just. You go ahead.
Go on. No, it's not.
Well, Sargon just had a live stream with that music guy, and they compared it to the DARE program here in the U.S. The DARE program, they found out caused more people to do drugs by telling them, this is bad, guys. Don't do this.
Yeah, you make things interesting.
okay, so I highlighted a portion, but basically, okay, a research assistant explained the study before a computerized survey on randomization and immediately attended their first resistance session or control session. So what? They were explained what they should be thinking before they answered the questions. Maybe I'm wrong in how I'm interpreting this, but basically, they were indoctrinized before they were told how to answer. Does that make any sense to anybody else? Am I reading the same?
This stuff, no.
The-
What? Let me translate for you. These people said what I don't want them to say, so I'm just gonna assume that their brains are wrong.
Yes.
Am I-
I don't know. It's like
Well, you guys
Yeah,
are saying that you can't teach rapists not to rape. But I
But
mean,
but
based
on a serious
Uh,
note, it's like so they took to the whole thing went on a baseline where they were told basically what the survey would be about, and then went and did the survey. Does that sound like something that's like going to sound non-biased? I don't know. All right, fuck this. Let's continue on. All right.
microphone
All right,
boost.
Jacqueline Freeman,
Oh,
former Impact Self-Destructor. So I can't even read at this point. I've been drinking all fucking day. Jacqueline Freeman, former Impact Self-Defense Instructor and author of What You Really, Really Want, noted the chances of permanently deterring a rapist is very low. You know,
Am I
I
loud
suppose permanently?
a little too loud.
I'm
Little
a
too
little too
loud.
loud. I'm a
Well,
little
a
too
little
loud.
too bassy, but that's probably unavoidable.
Fuck.
Let's
Wait.
be honest. Let's be honest. You're a little boy. Turn the bass down.
Hey, I've got a bass right here. I could play quite loud right now.
Oh, we'll have to do that one night. We'll jam out, man.
No, I suck.
Okay. All right. Well, then shut the fuck up, and we'll get back to the article.
Faggot.
All right, Gerfix. You read better than me. Friedman.
Yeah, he's an illiterate.
Oh, wait. We have rapes are perpetrated by a tiny percentage of men who know what they're doing and who rape again and again. They're just going to find another target, she told me. Friedman, who also co-edited an anthology of Ending Rape with me in 2008, said, so just because these girls who took the training are less likely to be picked, it doesn't mean there's less rape on campus. Is she really saying that?
That's so retarded.
Is she really saying that this isn't rape prevention, it's rape protection? But that protection is
They're gonna put a different word on it. Maybe people won't like this word that we redesignated as. It's not communism. It's fair trade for everybody land.
It's not. It's not
Okay, so her
authoritarianism.
argument is because it's not. Not everyone took this course, so not everyone is protected. Therefore, it doesn't help. But the people who took this course, it helped them. So it's so.
pretty much
saying
all
if
argument from that.
there was a driving course to improve your driving, that people shouldn't take it because there's going to be
People who
bad
didn't
drivers
still
anyway.
can drive. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's basically the argument.
That's a great analogy, by the way. Fucking A. Like, no, everyone should take it. Like, Christ.
The entire argument against an effective program is that if you don't take it, it doesn't work for you.
It's almost like they're just framing this. They frame it, be like, teach men not to rape. Like, literally, that entire paragraph is teach men not to rape. Like,
Yeah.
they want to put the onus completely on one section, and then this act like, well,
They say, teach men not to rape. I would go for more, teach the British legal system to recognise rape against men as actual rape. I'd prefer that to happen, to be honest.
well, the British legal system seemingly doesn't understand, like, when immigrants just start raping women. They just kind of ignore in that context. Be like, wrong people. Be like, those aren't white guys. Like, go on about your business.
It's so sexist towards men. I mean, there are certain things that my mom never taught me. My mom never taught me not to kill. That's not something that someone ever explicitly says. You just know that that's wrong. As if men need to be taught not to rape. That entire idea is really man-hating in a way. It's
Griffiths just doesn't know how rapey we all are.
Well, here's the thing. The army taught me how to kill. I just realized, be like, oh my god, just killing people like who like aren't trying to kill me is just wrong. Like, funny how that works.
And there's some people that take it even to more of extreme levels. Like, there's some people that won't kill no matter what.
Yeah. All right, where are we at on this hot
That's
flaming piece of
Canadian.
shit? Are we at the training program?
I think I'm a little too high to.
the paragraph above is where we were.
No, certainly.
Yeah.
I think I'm at just the right level of high where I kind of understand where she's trying to go, but still can't follow along.
If anyone
It's
high,
Jessica Valenti. I mean,
It's
like,
Miss-
let's
We
not
lost
let's
the
not, let's
title.
not set the let's not set the bar too high, okay?
Griffiths,
Okay.
isn't weed legal in the Netherlands?
What?
Weed, isn't it legal in the Netherlands? Oh my
It's a
God.
very long story, and it's a very weird policy. And if I had to bring it up, it would end up being discussed for like at least another hour. So we could do that, but
So what you're saying is you're high as fuck, is what is
no, it's Dutch.
Join me, Griffix.
So next Friday, for Fucked Up Friday, we're gonna have Griffix back, and we're gonna we're gonna talk about.
And if you're not stoned, I'm gonna be really disappointed.
Well, you
I
see,
actually
my-
have never tried weed before. I'm sorry, I'm ashamed.
You
Dutch.
absolute faggot.
yeah, well, you shouldn't be ashamed. Be like, I tried it, and be like, it went nowhere. It fucking-
I actually had
It's-
that.
I
I could
was
explain it,
I was
but
burned out of a high school student, and basically I ended up in the army.
we could talk about the weed legalization in the Netherlands, but it's so fucked up. It's worse than in America, actually. It's dumber. It's horrendous.
No, it's not as dumb.
Oh yes, it is.
America will always take a crap on your dumb. All right, please.
Okay, now you're
just-
kind of forcing me to tell it.
No. Trust me. Trust me. Whatever you come up with, I swear to God, we will absolutely annihilate you with something just the dumbest thing you've known to man.
Well, it's just It's a very hypocritical law. The Netherlands basically, I'm gonna do it anyway. The Netherlands basically says, we condone using weed. If you want to use weed, that is your choice, which I agree with so far. But it's legal to sell it, but it's not legal for a store to buy it from like a bigger, what do you call that? Like a warehouse or something. And it's also not legal to grow it on a large scale. So you're allowed to sell it in a shop, but you're not allowed to buy it. The store is not allowed to buy in weed. So the stores need to contact cartels in order to get the weed. So they set up a system where you're bound to break the law. Beat that. Take a crap on that, dumb America.
Well, no, we did the same thing.
For a second, it seemed like you're gonna say that everybody just grows their own, which would be a good alternative.
In
No,
Spain
we
you
can
can.
have up to 5 plants, and if you use that for yourself, that's fine. But if you're gonna sell it in a store, you need more than 5 plants. That's not what can keep your store open.
Yeah,
You need, like,
you're not
well,
gonna-
You need
Well,
like a
he-
plant.
Well, here's the thing. Your the policy there is very hypocritical, but as far as cost goes, we have you beat on every stretch of the imagination. Listen, we have like all these government bureaucracies and all this other bullshit, and yet it's fucking everywhere.
Oh shit.
When I was in high school, it was easier to get weed than it was to get beer. And you can buy beer fucking anywhere. It's
Well,
retarded.
It's also stupid. Like when you're 18 in America, I believe you're old enough to join the army and get killed for your country, but you're not old enough to drink alcohol because that's dangerous.
I'm actually right now. I think I can legally sign up for the army now, and then go into combat in 18 and go into training when I'm 17 or something. But I can't drink at a pub, which is great.
If I can segue for just a quick second.
Yeah, we've done all the segueing.
Well,
We-
apparently they're
we're
making a
clearly
movie
off,
about.
dog.
Well, apparently they're making a movie about Zoe Quinn.
Oh God.
Really?
That's where we started.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah, Scratch Point went to sleep. Like, you see little Z's above his head, he went to sleep.
He's hibernating.
Okay. Alright, let's go. Go
Yeah, he's
ahead.
basically done.
We've gone everywhere tonight, so I
We
suppose
couldn't
why not?
really find reliable source like something that looked legit.
Yeah,
It seems to be like an internet rumor,
Yeah, that's basically where we started.
I
especially because they're already talking about getting Scarlett Johansson to play Zoe.
It was
Oh,
Jennifer,
no
it was
way.
Jennifer
Who's gonna
Lawrence.
play Zoe when she gains all the weight?
No,
and-
but you know, honestly, that would be a big production because getting Scarlett Johansson on costs a shit ton of money. So I don't think some little B movie that gets crowdfunded on Kickstarter can get Scarlett Johansson on. So it seems like it's
But
bullshit.
She want a Lacey Green movie.
That'll be a
Alicia
porno.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, Greg.
But I don't want to accuse anybody of anything, but
So hold on,
she-
question.
yeah. What's up?
Well, Shelley's very
Did
clearly
the South
looking-
by Southwest? Did I had heard that like South by Southwest like decided they're going to allow the whole Gamergate thing to happen?
Oh, I don't know.
So I responded
I don't know
to
anything.
Jessica Valenti's article about that, but she said, and this is old information, so that could be inaccurate, but she said that only the anti-harassment panel was getting reinstated. That's what I responded to, but that could be completely incorrect information. She tends to be incorrect, you know, Jessica.
So I was at South by Southwest back in 2013, and there was like a car that plowed through a bunch of people. I feel like that should be more the concern of South by Southwest, not a couple of people like, I don't know, like talking at a panel. Like,
Well, they weren't upset about the talking. Apparently, there was like a lot of like threats and stuff.
yeah, but it's so fucking baseless and retarded. Like, there's a lot more shit that goes on by Southwest than that.
Well,
I was at Fort Hood.
Um,
I went with my whole platoon, and we were at a club, and we shut down the club because we beat some people up, and we said we weren't leaving. It's like, they had to turn the music off until we left because there was 30 of us, and like the cops weren't going to get us all out.
Well, for me, I don't blame South by Southwest for canceling it.
No, I do blame
But
it. It's
I
such
don't.
it's such baseless bullshit. If you got to realize that there's any amount of shit that can be like said on the internet, and at some point you must have a spine. And what they said is we're spineless, so we're just gonna go with it.
It's harder.
You might as well say like we're done having any kind of conversation with within the United States because some people might say some mean things on the internet. So at some point you have to say we're either willing to have the conversation or we are not willing to have the conversation. Which they're basically saying like we're pussies, we're not going to do this. So
Yeah, but it's not what mean things are said, it's who's saying them, because the other side saying mean things is perfectly acceptable.
But isn't like I just don't understand why South by Southwest is even doing anything at all. Like I appreciate it. I just don't understand why South by Southwest is doing a Gamergate thing. And well, it's not even a legitimate Gamergate thing, right? It's just talking about video games.
Well, no, South by Southwest they do all kinds of things. They get into like real because
I thought they were just filming music.
No, it's a music festival, but downtown Austin they also have a convention center, and usually every time I've been there, at least, they've had all kinds of like nerd tech. They have video games there and all that kind of shit.
Okay,
So,
well that was my own ignorance then.
So, yeah, no, it seemed very appropriate, but I don't know. The Fifi's got hurt or something. I don't know.
People get scared. I get scared sometimes.
Do you get scared when I come into your house and eat your cheese?
I have a revolver. This is U.S.
I don't like you.
Come on.
A revolver? Come on, what is this, like fucking the 1930s? Get a fucking semi-auto, fuck.
Well,
Mine's locked and loaded. It's over there.
I
It's
don't
got
need
17
10 rounds.
rounds in there. Be like,
Doesn't it have,
I live in
Doesn't it have
California, okay?
doesn't it have to be
I don't need 17 rounds, but guess what? I'm gonna use all 17 on you. Be like,
I
I'm gonna
thought
make you
you're
look
not
like
allowed-
Swiss cheese. All right.
thought-
So where
I
were we
thought-
going?
I thought you're not
Without
allowed
Birdie,
to-
just derailing.
I thought you were not allowed to have
Marking bads there.
loud
Say.
loaded.
Yeah,
Well, they have each state has like their own laws for guns.
it's retarded.
California is really big on 10 clip rounds, stuff like that.
I can't believe you use the word clip.
I know.
Right. I don't know. How's shit in the Netherlands then, Graphics? I know it's like in America. I know it's like in England. What's it like?
Shit. Like what type of shit are we talking
Just on the social justice front.
We were getting more PC over the years, and then right after Charlie Hebdo, it's like changed overnight, and now it's going back to what it used to be. So we're doing pretty well in that regard. It's more like well, after we were getting a lot of Muslim immigrants, and there were a lot of people that just wanted to be nice. They just wanted to be tolerant because the Netherlands is sort of known for being tolerant and kumbaya and all that shit. So they sort of tried to live up to that, and they tried to be as tolerant as possible. And when we were getting cultural clashes between Muslims and non-Muslims, what you saw was that the extreme right basically hijacked the topic and exploited people's fear. And I actually think a lot of the extreme right-wing people were xenophobic and maybe a bit racist in their motivations. So then we reached a point where even critically discussing immigration was associated with the extreme right over here.
Like
So
in
people
Sweden.
avoided it, and the result was that we stopped talking about it, and then right after Charlie Hebdo, people were like, yeah, this can't go on like this, we need to tackle certain issues.
Me and Griffix need to talk about this at a later date because, yeah, I feel like that deserves
Mrs.
more.
Griffiths, because you want to talk to me.
No, well, no,
You want to talk to me.
I'm on the political right in the United States, so I feel like I may have more to offer, but I think that's more political than this
Oh yeah, but I'm
debate
just
really goes
talking
with.
about a particular group, particular people over here that suddenly just hijacked the debate. I'm not talking about the right. I mean,
No. I think there's more nuance to it than I don't know. I feel like people are probably tuning the fuck out, but
well, no,
I don't know if people actually ever tuned in. So
No,
I'm not
it's really high.
no, I'm thinking that I'm probably gonna get around to ending this. So that's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know. Closing thoughts, anyone? Like not long randomly.
I am awesome and an
Everyone's-
inspiration
I
for young
agree
people
that
around the world.
Stop talking over each other.
No.
we get it. You're awesome. All right, Chris.
Wait, mute, and, mute, and, mute, and, yeah, come on, because I'm the greatest. Okay.
Shut up.
You are all fat, you are all
I
giant
hate
faggots,
you.
and,
More.
you, oppress women, every single one of them, especially Griffiths, and Bane skullfucks children, and Tucker has a tiny penis. That's what I would like to say.
Words
Don't
of
mute
wisdom.
me.
That one about me might be very true, but you know.
I knew we
All
got
right.
you on for a reason.
All right,
and-
Chris.
Yeah.
Promote your channel. Then shut up.
Okay, my channel's Feminism is for Nobody. It's great. Not really, but
My channel is shit, so don't bother looking.
don't listen to
Now
it.
you
No, I'm
obviously have
just joking.
something.
I'm just joking. Just joking.
Well, then promote it.
Oh, well, well, I just recently started out. There's not that much content on it yet, but I basically make videos about feminism, and I'm planning to get into more topics as I get more time on my hands, but I have like a little playlist called Reading Feminist Tweets, which is doing pretty well, so go check that out if you procrastinate more important things like I always do. I'm good for procrastination, you know.
Oh, okay. You have two Google. Okay.
She also used the
you need.
Spinosaurus in one of her videos.
Hey, listen. I was gonna say something to Griffix. All right, Griffix, you need to send me the link to your channel, by the way, or is it just Griffix
Oh.
on YouTube?
No, wait, I have it somewhere.
So
because-
I can link it after this.
It's really weird because on YouTube itself I see a different link than the link that I put. Okay.
Well, the message I sent to you on Skype, you just send me the channel. All right, Ramble, what do you got?
I don't make videos. I just
You need to start, okay?
yeah, I do.
All
But
right, well, just say how I know you. How about that?
I'm a veteran. More left than Taco, I guess. We argue a lot. But yeah, that's me.
All right, Scratch.
My channel is Scratch Point, obviously, and I just talk about things that I personally think are stupid. So you'll probably subscribe for like a month, and then I'll piss you off, and you'll be on your merry way.
He doesn't piss me off. I actually happen to think that he's very enlightening because he changes the conversation. So, yeah.
What a fag.
Yeah, well, you know. Yeah, it is kind of gay, but whatever. All right, obviously the YouTube celebrity here, Bane66AU. Huh?
Oh, I thought you were talking about me.
No.
Well,
Not
you have been on my
I
stream.
already went.
I think Bane left.
One of the
room.
greatest.
So,
I mean, I'm a radical feminist who enjoys smashing the patriarchy every day.
He
So,
just
yeah.
does nail tutorials.
So he
Yeah,
does-
I like long walks on the beach, and I knit sweaters and all that stuff.
Yeah, I have many cats.
I drown kittens in the river every Sunday morning.
here I thought Bane did Let's Plays with like Minecraft and Kool-Aid Men. He just jumps through walls and then spills his Kool-Aid all over the floor or something. I don't know.
That's a bit private.
Yeah, that should be a bit private, but I think this is where we're gonna end this. So everybody, say goodbye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
All right, guys. Thanks, by the way. Thanks for being on. All right.
Fuck you.
Until next time.
Trig